What's going on, Evan? Welcome to the stream, bro. Getting set up here. Let me know if you guys can still hear me with the music in the background. I really like the vibe I was getting last stream. I think that will be good. I think that will be good. I'm pumped already. All right. It's nothing like throwing, and you could be throwing live with some music. That's cool. Throwing with music is awesome. And you could be throwing live with some music. All right, I think we're good. I think we're good. Thank you. I see some hearts being put up. I'm gonna get some warm-ups in here. I don't like throwing with like a sleeve that's gonna go over my wrist like this. When I throw, it just gets in the way. But I gotta represent for a bit. I gotta represent for a bit. You know who you are. You know what's going down tonight. Let's go! Oh, first shot right in the bullseye. You know it's gonna be a good day. Oh, second one right in the bullseye. Oh, what? These are the type of throws. 3 almost to 5 meters. You want to start off. You want to start it all off right like that. That's what I'm talking about. All right, I got my moderator inside. She's going to be helping me out. Just want to thank everybody for encouraging my wife last live stream. She got into throwing a little bit more, and I think that had to do with everybody talking to her through the live. So we got some videos, we got some shorts, my wife and I doing trick shots. Yeah, I know. She's smoking hot. I know. Why do you think I married her, right? She's smoking hot to get her in the camera more. Throwing knives. I think everyone's gonna like that, right? Enough looking at this guy's face all the time, right? Just some warm-ups right now. Oh, yes. I'd like to do a stream. We'll see how many I can throw. 4, 3, 5 meters without dropping any. All right, we got some new people. The Papi Bliss, Albania. That's awesome. What's going on, buddy? We got Heather in the chat, Stumpy in the chat. My favorite knife is a Tops knife, the Sky Marshall. Tops is an awesome brand, and this thing offers everything I want in a knife. Everything from the sheath to the tip. Every little thing on that knife is my favorite. My favorite throwers right now are a design I've made through my sponsor, Nobody's Knife Works. This is a throwing knife though, so it's not sharp. The tip is very pointy, so I will gouge myself if I show you it's not sharp there. I like Tanto tips. They're like my favorite style of a knife. Hence why this is the fine wine of Tanto tips right there. That is the fine wine of Tanto tips. So that's my favorites right there in a quick nutshell. I have a lot of favorites though. Boys are losing game 7. Nobody, no. History's gonna break itself right now. And the Simpsons predicted that they would win. So, I mean, are the Simpsons wrong? Are they ever wrong? Oh yeah, 3 in a row, tic-tac-toe. Alright, it's like a random live today. I got some topics. Obviously, we do trick shots. We're going to do some tips on how to modify knives. I've been really getting into that. So I'm just happy to share what I know and what's going to help you save money, what's going to help you turn a knife you might not like into something that you will consider amazing. Like, you can take a cheap knife on Amazon and make it like gold. Like, I'm telling you, you got to get good at certain tools, but what's not smart about getting good with tools? I think that's something everyone should do. There's some tools you can get out there that are cheap, $50, $20, and you can master how to use them. And if you can get really good at using those tools, the things you can do with them, I'm telling you, it's a skill in life. You got to have to pass that down to your children. And if your dad didn't pass it down to you or your mom, I would start to pick it up and start to learn yourself. There's plenty of YouTube videos, help do it yourself type of projects, a lot of books out there. You can find a way. What I wanted to say today was something like this, like, the first learners didn't learn from a book, right? We don't need books to learn. You just need to think about it. Critically think about certain things. Use your intelligence. The first people to learn, maybe the second, third, fourth, so many people have learned and didn't write down anything. When it was passed down in books, people were grateful, I'm sure. Every martial art out there, if there's a book written, the book wasn't written first. That's my point. People did these things based on what they were thinking, the experience, what they did in life. That's what led them to doing something, and it turned out to be awesome. People wanted it. They wrote a book about it. It just was like maybe the last step in the process of gaining information, gaining knowledge is the book. So let you have some kind of like a positive outlook there. You want to learn something, you can do it yourself. Trust me, when it comes to knife throwing, you can learn it yourself. You don't need to go to no book. You don't need to go to somebody that is pretending to hold the key, that they're going to unlock the power for you. You can figure it out. I guarantee you, with all the information available out there, you're not going to need any help. You can do it yourself. I'll make this entertaining. I can help you. We can share, right? It's not like we're going to know everything. So if you try to teach yourself and you get out there and you get the right influencers, you get the right, you get the right help around. You get those people that are going to be able to critique you properly. You want to get the right people around with you. Don't have the wrong, you're not going to go to a grade 10 art teacher if you have to learn how to paint the Mona Lisa. You're going to go to the guy who painted the Mona Lisa, whoever it was. If you can go to that person to learn, that's who you should be going to. So you got to pick the right person to go to sometimes when you're trying to get help. And sometimes we can make mistakes, but do some research, watch around, and make the good call at the beginning. You can get the wrong help, and that could lead you down some bad roads. So I just want to make sure you guys get the right help in life and push you guys in that direction to make the right choices. So hopefully I can be one of those people maybe for you, but there's plenty of people out there, and you yourself can be one of those people. Oh yeah. All right, I'm going to try to catch up on some of these comments here. Tanto tips are gorgeous. Yeah, they are. I've been wanting to get a few of them for quite some time now, but doing so in the UK is impossible. Yeah, some countries don't make it easy at all. I feel you on that one, living here in Canada. OT going to Nick? No, buddy, no. I don't even think it's going to go to OT. I think there's just going to be some serious energy at Maple Leaf Gardens, and they're just gonna bring it home. I think they're gonna bring it home today, man. I saw the Simpsons making that prediction. I just see it as inevitable. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I think they're doing it. I think this is the year. Don't we say that every year? But I don't know, with Matthews breaking a goal last game, I think that's gonna really help him, and he needed it. Go Panthers. It's okay, guys. I'm not a hardcore Toronto fan, but I do like them. I was born blue. I had the umbilical cord wrapped around my neck, and I came out blue. I was already a Leaf fan. 0 years old, and I was a Leaf fan. Oh. All right, I have not missed. So let's pin a can, okay? This is gonna be like a little trick that I always like to start my lives off with to see where I'm at. All right, another Tanto tip in case you guys didn't see the knife I'm gonna use today. Been using these a lot. Getting really good with these, feeling them out because we're gonna be making some modifications on these. Probably gonna make some thicker versions of these with some fullers down the spine, a little more aggressive tip, maybe a little longer. We're gonna make a whole bunch of different versions of these. So if you're into no spin throwing or half spin, I find Tanto's tips for half spin fit in the palm so nice, like so nice. So half spin, no spin, these are the knives that I prefer myself. The shape and style, the weight, balance, all that stuff is awesome. Nate, yeah, singing it, boys. Would you rather watch a tree grow or a Negro? That's not a good joke, but you got me to say it, so good on ya. But if you guys want a joke, guys, men, we have 3 knees. We have a right knee, a left knee, and a weenie. There you go. There's a good joke. All right. I don't want to, I like to get into here and read the comments. Arizona Kid, good to see you, man. Loving your knife throwing on your channel. I was checking you out. I am a subscriber to your channel. Check out Arizona Kid. He's got some good content and he's blowing up. So shout out to you, brother. Who's the coolest weatherman of them all? Our parents, exactly. Parents are a huge influence on children. I mean, that's where it starts. Even for bullies, right? Bad things start with the family. Everything, good and bad, start with the family. That's a big thing, man. I agree. They say it takes a village or it takes a community or a neighborhood to raise your children. But at the end of the day, it is your parents. Those types of sayings, I think, are people just trying to reach out to get better help. Like, they're lazy. I don't think parenting is something to look at as second or third. It's a number one priority in life. If you're a parent now, that's your number one priority, and it's going to make you a better person. All these people out there getting rid of their children, through the abortion way, they don't realize, they think it's an inconvenience or they're not ready. It would make them better than they would ever be if they did and went through with it, regardless if they had the help of the male or female, whatever. It's going to make you a better person, someone you never realized you could be. And I think everybody needs to take that responsibility on. Ronnie, nice to see you, brother. Things are going down. Your stuff's being worked on, so don't worry. Your stuff's coming. I'm still working on the last 3 giveaways, so don't worry. Hang tight. It's coming your way, bro. There's my wife, Smoking Hot Wife. She is the moderator, so if anything's said that's out of question for me, which is I'm very tolerant, she'll get rid of it. So just be cognizant of that. If you broadcast your screen to a TV, you won't have to bend over to see the comments. Oh, I know. I'm using like one of my iPads to, it's a little different setup, but I'm using one of my iPads for the music, my wife's iPad to read the comments, and then I'm using my phone so that I could, and I'm using the better image. Like, you can flip the phone around and I could read the comments from the phone, but I find this works pretty well right now. I'm always changing. I'm always growing. So thank you for that comment. Maybe I'll think of something to make it so I'm not bending down. Maybe I'll make a table here or something just set up for lives, meant for this type of stuff. I do want to get outside, but we've been getting some rain. So it's been sucking every weekend for me. But I'm hoping to get out there and get throwing all from 7 meters. I just want to be, that's all I do. When I'm outside, I'm only now throwing from 7 meters. I throw so much indoors, so up to 5-6 meters here. I want to do 7 meters all the time outside, and that's it. So we'll get outside and then it'll be a little bit better. Usually my moderator's around and she'll read it for me. Yeah, I guess I can set up a different way. I do have a curved screen TV, and I can maybe set that up in a way where I can read the comments off of it. It's a little different than the gamers, the people who open up Pokemon cards, they're able to sit in a desk inside their house. Knife throwers got to get outside, usually away from their routers. It's a little trickier. We're moving all the time. We're trying to do stuff. We can't just sit down. Go Leafs, go. I'm married, man, but thanks for coming out there, Candles. I got a smoking hot wife. Smoking hot. I'm all good, brother. I'm all good. Says get a girlfriend. Thank you, iPhone user. Appreciate that. I got to go. All right, Anna Serona kid. Thanks for stopping by. Like I said, we're going to pin this can right now. That's how I like to start things off. I want to pin a can to see where I'm at, see if I can get it within the first throw, within 10 throws. Just get my rhythm in the mood to do some tricks. So I like to put weight in my can, just a little bit, just to give me a little bit more accuracy. I'm used to putting a little bit of wood shavings in here. They're not too heavy, but it just gives me enough, just enough to have a little more control over the can, because half the trick is the can. So I'll do that, and I take the tag, and I just, so that nothing falls out. It is pretty cool though if you leave the tag up, because you can pin the tag, and I've done that before. But over time, I'm not looking to pin a tag. It's luck. That's pure luck. You're not able to even see that when it's in the air, really. I'm just going for the can. I'm focused on hitting my can, my moving target. So this is a good little drill you can do when you're getting better. One of the topics today is the basics. We're going to get into the basics. We're going to talk about the basics on all levels that I can possibly think about. But this wouldn't be your basics. Maybe this is a basic trick shot, but I would master the basics before you move on. You're only going to be better if you take your time and be patient. So master the basics. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. We're going to do it with the Leafs jersey on. As soon as I'm done, I'm going to take the Leafs jersey off though, so I can get a little bit more, groovy, a little more flexible, a little more ready to dance. I don't know, man. I'm just feeling good today. I'm feeling good today. All right, here we go. Even though you missed, that still felt real good. I was throwing with the wife more than I've ever thrown before. I hope my wife might be able to answer some questions in here. So, I love to help. Yeah, guys, anything you want to know, just let me know. I do feel a little more slippery in the hand. I don't know what that is. I was working all day today on something, but my knife feels super slippery. That would have been a dead bullseye shot. If you haven't already, I have a big split down my target. So I posted that video today of how I'm going to slow that split down or stop it. So stay tuned. We'll take a look at my target. I did that a week ago. Even though I posted it today, I did it about a week ago. I have a lot of shorts saved, a lot of content I want to push out, but we'll keep an eye on that. We'll see if it's going to split anymore. We'll see if what I did worked. So far, I don't think it's moved at all. When you wet your targets, which I recommend everyone does, if you're indoors and you're not outdoors where it's moisture can get to it a little easier. The drying and getting it wet is going to split your target. You can't avoid it. But what you can do is what I did, and maybe that will stop it. Maybe what you can do if you have a fresh target is just do that right away and it won't split. Anyways, keep an eye on that little split there, and we'll see if it gets any bigger. Nothing like getting your knife in there. It's not cool, especially when you have no backdrop or something. That wood behind it is a window, so I don't want to hit my window. Using a laser etcher on that beautiful dartboard, it could even be for donors etching their names on it live. That would be cool. Okay. That's a very cool idea. I would absolutely do that. Absolutely, man. I think we're going to grow the channel. We're going to get huge in this. Knife throwing, it live really isn't a big thing, and I think this is going to become something big. I got into this during COVID, and I haven't turned back. Like, as soon as you can get yourself a piece of steel, which I do giveaways. Maybe we'll do a giveaway tonight, and I'll give away one of the knives I made. But you can get you get anything pointy. You can get a screwdriver. you get anything pointy, and you can start. You know, Amazon's got some knives, and they're not too bad. And what I'm going to show people today is how you can modify your knives to become amazing. Like this was probably, I got 6 of these for about, I think it was $30, and they didn't look like this. Here, I'll show you what they look like, because I only have 2 left. I've been modifying 4 of them. I modified a few other ones, but this is what they start off like. The tip is super thick, so it doesn't stick into targets that well. It's just boring. So I made it way nicer. A lot more lines. Put a little more of like, kind of like a Tanto tip. But this thing is just absolutely gorgeous now. So, I mean, you get yourself a heavy duty sander, which I left a picture on the thumbnail. You get one of those for $50. Plug it in. You can grab yourself a bunch of sandpaper grits from like 2,000 down to like 60. And you can just grind away outside in a garage. You know, put your mask on, put your safety glasses on, and you're good to go. And you can grab some cheap knives and play around with them, and you can get so good at making knives. Like, I've mirror finished the blade part so that I didn't mirror finish these. This is about 100 grit. This is about 60 grit, so it's got more grip. Mirror finish kind of can be a little bit slippery, but I made this really aggressive tip. And that's what it used to be, like completely different, right? Completely different. And I mean, now I got something for $60 that I actually like. So knife throwing doesn't take a lot. You can grab yourself a dead tree outside, cut it up, and you got yourself some log rounds. So let's pin the can with this. Let's do that. All right. Oh, I hit it. I hit it. Oh. Throwing different knives, like I'm telling you, at the beginning, you don't want to switch up your knife. That's different. The way you're going to throw this knife compared to this knife is going to be different. You're only going to notice that if you take your time and get good at the basics. Pick a knife you like. Don't, you know, if you have to get something and that's what you're going to work with, you know, maybe ask some questions, look around to see what other people are picking so you can make the right choice at the beginning before you just get a knife and that's all you got, and it's a crappy knife. It's too big, it's too long, and you're only going to develop bad habits from using that knife. You don't want to do that. You want to get a good knife off the bat if you can. It can be cheap. You can shape it yourself, make it into a design that's common out there. A common design for no spin would be like this. Very handle heavy. It's really going to help you learn to cancel the rotation to learn that no spin throw. But you want to get yourself a good knife at the beginning, so you're patient, right? Like we talked about, and you're going to work at those basics with that one knife and get really good at it. So that when you do change to other knives, you're going to be able to adapt those slight finer details a little bit easier because you've gotten really good. If you're switching them all up all the time, you're probably not gonna have an easy time, or it's gonna take you a longer time to get really good because it takes a little bit different for each knife. Longer, handle heavy, front heavy, center balanced, thicker, bigger, smaller, all the different shapes and sizes out there require you to understand how to throw it. And when you get really good at a handle heavy or a front heavy knife, you're gonna learn how to throw a knife better that way. Balanced knives, they're good and easy. They're probably, to me, the easier one. So I would start off with a handle heavy knife. I would recommend that and get good at that before you get into all these other weird shapes. But let's get to this one and let's pin a can. Let me just quickly get into the comments. I know that is a good idea. I like that. Maybe we'll get some donations later on, and whoever does donate during a live stream, I'll etch your name in the board in the background, and that will go wherever I go. And so will you. That's really cool. Yeah, spread the love to knife throwing, Ronnie. That's awesome, man. Cheryl, I mean, when you can hunt for your own food, there's no better feeling. I think that's a huge satisfaction. Knife throwing too can be self-defense when you're out in the bush. And you get like a raccoon or a fox with rabies approaching you at your campfire, you know, and you don't have a gun on you, so all you have is your knife. But now if I was out there, I'd be able to maybe get rid of that animal, try to scare it away. But usually with rabies, they're more comfortable to approach you, and you don't want to get into a hand-to-hand combat with an animal with rabies. So I would be able to snipe that animal if I had to. Maybe I'd throw a rock or something, but if it started to charge me, I'd pull my knife out, and I'd be able to defend myself, I think, very well against that. Let's hope the Leafs win. Oh yeah, they do. Yeah. I'm in the military. I mean, I work for the government, and they love the fact that I throw knives. All right, let's spin this can. This is my second throw with this bad boy. This thing is just insane. I don't like wasting a throw, so let's just go. Let's get this right. Little off, but normally I'm not so talkative. I love chatting about, I love sharing knowledge, so the more questions I have, the more I'm going to try to answer you guys. Regardless of how many people are here, I'm just going to make sure I have more moderators maybe, and my wife will be out here to read them to me, and we'll be able to flow a lot better that way. So the can isn't even making it to the target, but if I push the can to the target, I caught it in the air, we call that a taxi ride. It's a taxi. Nothing like having that, right? Outside, there's no ceilings. Oh. Oh. Now, a little off today, a little off. I am still getting over a sickness. Just doesn't stop me from throwing. Oh. So there it is! There it is! There it is! What? I love it. No matter how many times I do it. That's freaking awesome. Let's go. That didn't take too long. That didn't take too long. And because that tip is so pointy, such a pointy tip, like you just catch the side of the can and it goes through like butter. Are you coming in to help, or you?
Yes. My comment about the Leafs, the buddy that bought the ping pong table off you asked who you think's gonna win tonight.
Oh, I'm hoping the Leafs. Good to see you here, man. Good to see you here again. Yeah, you can take it. I probably missed so many because
you missed quite a few.
Yeah, I'm doing the best I can, but the wife's out here. Yours is charged enough. It's charged enough. Or I think you'll be okay. So yeah, there's a couple more knives like this one. I make, because I'm a meteorologist for the Army, I made a lightning bolt knife. You get really good with that heavy duty sander. I mean, you can make anything you want. Steel's awesome to play with. It really is the ultimate thing to play with. As a kid, you play with Play-Doh, and as an adult, you play with steel. And you can shape it into something that could last forever. And I think that's so cool. So, you know, a shape like this actually works really well. It's got a nice thick handle on the bottom, so handle heavy. The nice aggressive tip. The balance is really nice. Oh, and it throws like a thick. Honestly, could use this in competition and probably do really well. I would love to use a lightning bolt in competitions. And like I said, does really well, and you can shape different designs based on, like, you spend $80 and you can get yourself 12 knives off Amazon, and you can shape them how you want. And you spend $80 and you can figure out what you like. And you just play around, have fun. Oh, throws like a missile out of your hand. Nothing quite like no spin throwing. I know a lot of people out there might not. It's the hardest way to learn. The hardest way to throw a knife, sorry. So yeah, it's gonna be the hardest thing to learn. Throwing no spin has a lot to do with, you know, I talk about body mechanics and I tell people whatever you want to throw, pick it up. You know, I have a rock here, right? First thing we probably threw as a human being, we pick up a rock and we threw it. That's how you're gonna throw a knife. That's how I'm gonna tell anybody to throw a knife. But when you throw no spin, there's a lot that happens here. So, like a baseball pitcher, when they throw their different pitches, sliders, curveballs, change-ups, their hands changing. So to me, I'm an athletic person, and I understood, how to throw it a bit like a baseball player. So when I came to throwing a knife, I applied the same body mechanics. I understood my hand had to change. Obviously, this isn't shaped round, and it's not a ball, it's a knife. So I'm going to have to do stuff with my hand that's different. Just like a ball, how they change up their hand to throw the ball. That's really all you're going to have to figure out. You don't need a book. You don't need some expert to tell you this, really. The information's out there, but at the same idea, I think that's something you can figure out on your own. You pick up your knife and you throw it. And you don't want it to spin, you're going to have to find a way to cancel it. And there's a lot of people who do it a different way. They'll have their thumb on the spine and they throw it out and it slides out their hand, like they make their hand a barrel, like a bullet coming out. I use my index finger. Others use 2 fingers. Some people use their whole hand, like a bow shuriken, and they throw it like that. However you're going to do it, you're going to try to cancel that rotation out. So that requires your arm to go back when you throw, and when you throw forward, you're going to slide that. It's going to slide and slightly push. And that's all those finer details you're going to have to learn. So if you're learning those, this is the basics. This is one of the topics I wanted to talk about, the basics. You're going to figure that out up close. And you're just going to point it in. When you throw, point. Your finger should be pointing at the end almost to where you threw. You don't want to hold it too tight where it's not going to come out. You can hold it tight, but when you do release at the end, your hand's going to kind of loosen up a bit so that it can freely come out. So you're going to point at it, come back, and point. And I'm pointing at it. You're not going to be able to do that as you move back, but this is the basic way of understanding how the knife isn't going to rotate out your hand and miss. You don't want to push down or it's going to be over-rotated. You don't want to have it like on the side and not turn your hand at all. So there's a balance right in the middle there. You have to figure it out up close. And that's why I tell people to point. Usually you go back, you cock, and point. And that up to about 1 meter, you're going to stick it. Point, cock back, point. And you can do that over and over again. So that when you take small steps back, not 1 meter back and try to do the same thing, it's not going to work. You're going to notice the small changes, the fine details in your hand that you're going to have to change. Point. Now it's more of a slide and my finger's pointing a little bit more down. Maybe my hand's loosening up a little bit further back. And get good at that pointing. And it's going to be just like you threw a rock. However you threw a rock, that's how you should start off throwing a knife. If I throw a rock like this or a ball like this, that's how I'm going to throw a knife. I'm not going to change it up. If you don't know how to throw, just pick anything up. You've never done it before and see how you throw. I'm sure you're not like the kid on Sandlot, Smalls, and he just does not know how to throw. I think that's comedy. When people try to...
Ronnie would like to know what's the name of the knife you are throwing.
This knife is my design, so I would call it the lightning bolt. The one here before I was using, this is my design too, and it's we call it the Torto. So like Tanto tip, but it's a Torto because it goes with my last name, Todorici. But this used to be a Russian knife called the Drago by DXB Sports. You might be able to Google that or see Adam Cheladine in his beginner videos. He was recommending these, and that's kind of what I wanted. They sucked, and eventually I just said, I got to shape those into something so they're not useless. But yeah, so you have a ball, and just find a way to throw it. Like, it's not like punching, like people say. I'm sure you can relate it in punching, you're using your hips and all this. It's not like whipping. Whipping's a total different thing. Throwing is throwing. How are you going to do it? Pick something up and throw. Your body's going to do something naturally to try to throw this object forward. If you're doing this, that's not right. That's, you know what I mean? Like, you'll probably be able to launch it in front of you, but throwing requires your arm to go back and forward. So if your feet are planted straight, you can probably just play around with it, and that's going to work. If you're slanted off to the side, because a lot of throwing has to do with your legs, you're going to do that. You're not going to be throwing like a softball pitcher, but just pick up the ball and throw it. That's how you're going to throw. That's how you're going to throw a knife generally. Your body mechanics are going to be very similar. If you're into football and you're throwing like a quarterback, excellent. I played a lot of football, and you can throw like a football player. If that's the way you're going to do it, that's the way you're going to throw with the knife, just like a football player. You got your football, boom, same thing. Nobody needs to unlock anything for you to figure this stuff out. You know, this isn't foreign to humans. This isn't rocket science. No one out there should feel like they're above you because they can throw a certain way and you can't yet. You will be able to get there. And understanding how the body works and logically be able to say, if I want to produce the most powerful throw, I'm going to have to use my entire body. And who out there throws really hard? Well, look at some sports. We've got the baseball players and the football players that do probably the most throwing. They probably have the hardest, the pitcher in baseball, the quarterback who has to throw bombs. Look how their style of throwing is. There's your answer. That's how to produce the hardest throw. You need a book to understand that? I don't think so. It's just, I'm a visual learner. Maybe some others aren't visual learners, but you know, it's right there for you to see. If you want to throw like a pitcher, I've shown some videos recently of it. You want to transfer energy. So you got to go all the way back and you got to take a giant leap forward. There's a large amount of energy that you're building there. That's all starting with your legs. Your arms stay the same pretty much. You're just leaning back. The feet work is huge in producing power and energy, velocity, everything there, right? And I think it's very good for accuracy too. So you're going to lean back. Your arm almost stays there as you come forward. So as you lean back, your arm stays there. You can keep your arm tucked in, or you can bring it out. I would recommend keeping your arm in, especially for combat knife throwers. I always like to throw like this. And when I'm done throwing, this is just my blocker. This is just an extra option. If I have another knife or whatever I have, I like keeping this arm close to me. So I have my stance like this. It's called the straight shooter. So I can throw like this, like a baseball pitcher. Boom, lean back. And I'm putting the most power into that. I don't think anyone else can throw harder than that. You're just going to have to be stronger in the muscles.
P. Diddy's on right now. He says he's taking notes.
Hey, how's it going, P. Diddy? Imagine that was the real P. Diddy. Imagine that.
David says, if you had to pick a knife... Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna read it.
I know, I've seen a few. So yeah, throwing with the most power, throwing, that's going to come last. You know, I was talking about basics and I kind of got carried away there with some other stuff. But stick to the basics before you get to the power. But throwing should be something natural that comes to you. Start there. You start there because whatever's more natural to you, if you go that route, you're going to be a better thrower. You just fine tune it. Make slight changes. And I'm talking any style throwing, rotation, half spin, or no spin. No spin, my favorite, the best throw out there. I think it's proven to be a serious contender to being one of the best ways to throw a knife. Rotation is more historic. It's got longer history, and it's very easy for anyone to throw rotationally because it's a lot more like throwing a ball. No spin is the harder one to throw, but once you can learn it really well, it's so instinctive. And it's very well to be used in combat, self-defense, tactical. So this is my straight shooter again. I'll show you why. I'm being in the Army, right? I'm in the Army. Call it silly, call it whatever you want. I walk around in patrol. I'm at the ready right here like this. And then I'm ready to shoot. That's being at the ready. So you want to be able, I have my rifle tucked in, really close to me, and I'm zeroed in. My accuracy, obviously, looking down the barrel, is right on point. That's how I'm going to be, really quick. So I'm more of a tactical thrower. So I transferred that. I transferred how I hold my rifle to how I hold my knife. It's smaller. It's going to be a little more weird. But if I'm at the ready, then boom. I don't have an aimer, but I can stare down the barrel of my knife, and my accuracy is on point. I can move around real easy this way. If my knife was in my sheath and I had to draw it out, it's real easy, just like a gun. just like a rifle, like anything. Boom. Right? And I'm ready to throw the way I would want to throw. Lean back, and the accuracy is insane. The power is insane, and I can launch that knife within a second. Right in the bullseye. Perfect throw. So I've taken a long time to do that, but I've really thought about this so that I could have the best tactical throw, the most powerful throw. I didn't just want to be a knife thrower. You know, I've had a lot of people reach out to me recently kind of appreciating how I throw and the topics I bring up, because people have gotten carried away with it. And when they talk about knife throwing, it's like people look at it and they're like, are you throwing a knife or are you throwing a feather? Like, some people have this way of throwing, they're just like, they want to promote people to relax and chill, and it's all about being delicate. It's not. Like, if you can throw like this, that's great. My target's too hard for the knife to stick. But that's just, I'm glad that they can do that. Maybe they can't throw with the power, but I don't think we should be throwing knives like a dart. Sure, there's people that, right? Like, I can do it really light, really relaxed. You know, people are a fan of the BMO, and I understand when you're older and your body can't do the things that I can do. I'm close to 40 years old. I won't be able to do this my whole life, but I'm going to be doing it for as long as I can. And I have a lot of videos coming out to show you the strength and conditioning exercises I do so that my arms are in tip-top shape and can remain there for as long as I can. I can't just throw like the way I do and expect everything to be fine. I got to be smart about it too, right? And to be the most powerful thrower, you have to be able to strengthen your muscles. And I think that's part of the basics too. So if our topic's there, I'm trying to stick to the topic. You want to, at the basics, you want to train your muscles. Your forearm is a big muscle in pushing your knife. It's the last muscle used to push the knife out of your hand to the target. You want to have a strong rotator cuff. You want to have strong muscles around your shoulder blade, right? You want to have good tendons, good joints. You want to strengthen all that. You want to drink milk, have a glass before bed like I do every day. Glass of milk every day before bed. You know, drink bone broth every morning like I do. Do some things like that. I'm telling you, it's going to go a long way in your health and your performance. So that's the basics too. If you're going to get serious into something and you really want to be good, you got to look at everything. You got to look at your health. You got to look at your physique, right? Your muscles, everything. And how you're going to perform is going to be based on that. If I'm a more muscular guy, I'm going to be able to put more into it. People say you don't need that muscle to throw hard, but more pitchers nowadays are throwing harder and they're looking more muscular. So it's just a fact now. More muscle does produce more power, and your muscles don't restrict you, because muscles can be very flexible. So you got to do your stretching. You know, I used to be able to do the splits, but you can stretch. You can get your muscles pretty flexible. You can get them pretty stretchy. So they're going to be able to do some crazy things for you, and they're going to be able to protect your joints. Your muscles are going to protect your bones. It's going to be awesome. But stick to the basics, right? That's part of the basics. Oh. And like a pitcher, they're going to throw in a strike zone. Right? That strike zone is where they got to throw. And they're throwing from 30 feet away. They got a far distance to throw that strike. And that way they throw, it's very accurate. As long as you keep consistent in your body movement, you're going to be more accurate over time. Just keep consistent. Don't change it up. You want to throw light and you want to do like BMO, stick to that way of throwing. And you'll be able to add power into it. You might not be able to get as much power as I can with the baseball style, but you're going to be able to get a lot of power. Like, people can get a lot of power just by preloading their hips and just launching it forward. Lots of power with that. And for a lot of people, they throw like that, and people think they have serious power. I'm just looking for those extra little inches to get me ahead, right? It's a game of inches. And if I can get a little bit ahead more, I'm gonna. So I have to use more of my body. I preload my hips too, but I'm using my legs more than anybody in knife throwing out there. I don't see people that launch 2 meters forward in a throw. But when you see a pitcher throwing baseball, they start at the plate, and then they're off the mound after they throw. It's crazy. So I'll go a little closer so you guys can see. But I don't know, can you see my feet? Tell me when you can't see my feet.
It's a little bit behind on my
Okay.
end.
Well, you can see my 3 meter mark. I'm going to try to even, I don't want to exaggerate it. I wish you guys can see a little bit more.
Hold on, it's catching up now.
Hold on, I can just bring it back now that you're here.
Anyways, David says mind, body, spirit. Nourish all three, at least one activity every day. Go Leafs.
Absolutely.
Oh, David said where you were, he could see one foot.
1 foot, okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna see how far, I'm probably gonna be at the 3 meter mark when I throw at the end of my, if I'm gonna throw all my power, so I set up in my stance, my feet and my athletic stance is usually pointing 90 degrees from the target. And when I finish off, my foot's gonna point right towards the target. But I'm gonna lean back. Oh. And I am standing now at the 3 meter mark. And I was about 4.5 meters there. Dead bullseye, by the way. So you can throw very, very powerfully, very good. But work on your basics before you get to these points. This could be a goal that you're trying to get to. Now I'm just trying to push myself a little further every single time I throw, trying to better myself, trying to like work on my arm strength all the time. So that's always going to get me a little more of an edge too in the way I throw. But like I said, you can throw like crazy up close, far back, and you don't have to use your legs. And that throw there, when people have their cameras set up at certain places, like right beside the target here, people like to put their camera, people like to put their camera off to the side, and it gives you the best view of their throw to make it look the best way possible. I think the best way to show them is the way you're looking, like an eye view, right? So first person shooter type of deal. That's the most realistic way you can see it. So that's why I like putting the camera right behind me. You can see what I'm seeing, and you can see how the knife's traveling. So people can do this, and I say it's really good, but you're just limiting yourself. Some people even like to go like this. I always like making fun of some ways of people way they throw, because it looks so silly to me. It's my first miss because I don't like it, and I think that's good. I'm glad I missed that one. They have it more fluid though, they do it way better. And I'm telling you, you can get some serious power that way. Serious power. Some people start with their knife behind their head as like little training drills. You'll see these throwers out there if you look into it and you want to get serious into throwing. But I think it just starts with the basics, and you can move yourself in a direction that's going to be more than happy if you just stay patient.
Life is dangerous weapons. I'm calling the liberals. The guy's like, I know my guy voted for Trump.
Yes, boys. So, a lot of people out there, I have videos coming. You can't throw a knife in self-defense. Throwing knife in combat is silly. People are, to me, that is, and I'm sorry if you're on watching and you're one of the people that think you can't throw a knife in combat. What world are you in by thinking throwing something isn't something that could be used in self-defense? I mean, anything thrown, a stick, a rock, a ball, an orange, a plate, like anything thrown, a beer can, anything thrown is going to be good. Most of the time, if you're cocking like this at somebody, you're like wanting to throw, they're going to be not going like, oh, you're ready to throw? And they start to run at you. No, most people are going to be a little more like, you're not going to be a little more, cautious. They're going to be trying to get ready to catch it or get away. Most people's reaction, I'd say 9 out of 10, they're going to stop what they're doing. And that could just be you throwing a freaking dildo. Like, it doesn't have to be anything. It could be the most dumbest thing in the world. And then you add this. You add a knife. You add a steel, heavy piece of steel. You add a tip. You add a live edge. Are you kidding me? That, even if I don't even know how to throw a knife, I just know how to throw. And I pick this up and I chuck it at you. You're not going to be freaking trying to get out of the way. I don't know what world people are in that think that's not something good. Obviously, if you're in a country with guns, you don't want to bring a knife to a gunfight. But I'm in a country without guns. And for the most part, I see nowhere in my mind. I cannot think of why this would be silly. Some people, again, you got to pick the right people in your life to give you the right information. And if some people are going to tell you this is silly, You got to hear their answer out and really question them, because I could never think in my mind why throwing a knife would be silly, let alone anything. Anything. I mean, someone's coming at me and I have this, right? I might not do much to the person, but I'm stopping him. I can then think of what I'm going to do afterwards. I mean, it's going to give me some time to get away. I don't know. It's just, and then you throw a knife at somebody. Would you want a rock being thrown at you? No. So would you want a knife thrown at you? Of course not. Like, no way. No way. That's almost coming at you as quick as somebody can draw their gun out and shoot. And I'm telling you, this thing can penetrate probably better than some bullets, probably better than a 9mm. Because if I can throw this through a hockey puck, through pots and pans, I'd like to see a 9mm get through a hockey puck. I don't think it would, but this got through a hockey puck. Right? Let's see somebody out there with a 9mm shoot at a hockey puck and see what happens. You know, people use pots and pans for target practice, so they can hear themselves, hear they're hitting the target. It's a big ping, right? Is that going through the pan, or is it just denting it? I've gotten through pans. I've pinned pans with a knife. The power this can have is insane. It's insane. Penetration on it is just incredible. Now, with all that said, it would probably be my last resort. I wouldn't look to throw my knife right away. And for the most part, I wouldn't want to throw, because if I threw with everything I had, I'd be worried about killing the person. So it would be more of like in most martial arts, you have all these beginning stances to intimidate. So like Mike Tyson said, usually a fight can be won before the first punch is even thrown. So, maybe enough is done when I can just pull my knife out and give him my straight shooter stance. Buddy, I don't know what you're doing with your knife. I've never seen somebody hold a knife like that. So I'm going to leave you alone. There you go. I don't have to throw.
Jonathan says yes, you can throw a knife, and some people are just really, really good at it, but I'm still going to hold on to my knife.
Yeah, see, when it comes to people who throw knives, we understand. The knowledge has been passed around. We will not throw our last knife. I'm always going to have at least 3 knives on me wherever I go. And normally, each knife has a purpose. One is for throwing. One is for hand-to-hand. All going to be very easily concealed. And the other one for another purpose. So I have my hand-to-hand in my pocket. I love my carry-on bit for self-defense. Here, I like to just keep the enemy away. It's like a bear claw coming like a strike at you. This is my all-purpose knife. So I can throw this knife. I can use this knife for self-combat, like hand-to-hand combat. I can use this knife to get me wood, kindle wood, get a fire started. I can do everything with this knife. This is my all-in-one knife. So that's always going to be right beside me. And it's all going to be easily concealed. My throwing knife is usually right in the front, and I have a sheath in the front, and nothing you're going to be able to see. And I have 3 knives on me. So at first, if I have to, I make my decision, quick thinking. And you have to think of scenarios. That's what tactical means. Thinking about scenarios very, very seriously, so that if you ever get into something or similar, you can at least react quicker and smarter. So you can either make your choice of what's going on. Boom, you're at a distance. I want to keep my enemy at a distance. I might pull out my knife to throw. That person's coming closer. I might throw at their feet to get them out. And then I'm going to pull out my other weapon and charge them and finish them off. So there's scenarios you can get yourself in. But even with that, I still have other knives on me. Yes, I would never throw away my last knife. But because I'm a knife thrower, I'm just adding more tools in my box, that if the scenario happened to present itself in a way, I have more options than somebody who doesn't know how to throw a knife. And I can trust my throw. I know I can do something. I'm not going to aim for the head or the eyes like some people like to say. Oh, a headshot, maybe with a gun. But I'm aiming for the torso. An area that's not going to move. Most people, if they see something thrown at them, even last second, oh, heads! People say, heads! And their head is what's moving. But what's not moving is their torso. This center of mass here stays generally in the same area. So that's where I'm aiming, right here. And I'm aiming as hard as possible to get through their bones. Like, it's going to break ribs if I have to. It's going to go right between the ribs into their heart. Like, I would not want a knife thrown at me in this area. Thanks everybody for stopping by. Appreciate you all. Hope you're enjoying. I think it's a long weekend for most people. Oh man, it's such a nice way to throw. I can't throw light. It's not even fun to me to throw these light waves. I can do it really well. I used to train the BIMO, and it's like it stands for boost in momentum, but there's very little momentum to boost from. They're just moving their shoulder, really, and their arm. Like, this is all that's moving in BIMO. People are having to put more into it at longer distances, and because they want more power, so it looks unnatural. But they're trying to, it's almost like they're flexing their core to bring that knife down in the final bit of their throwing. But that's all it is. It's so relaxed. I could just pinch this knife though, wiggle it, and it comes out. Like, that knife is gonna do nothing thrown at me. And even in a competition, I worry about this not staying in the target. If I'm throwing in a competition, I'm gonna make sure my knife is sticking in, whether under-rotated or over-rotated, however. It's going right in there like that. Because in the back of my mind, I always like to be competition ready. But for the most part, I am definitely a combat thrower. I'm competition ready because my accuracy is, and I would throw like I would in combat in a competition. People would probably be like, it looks really weird. And if we're all standing at the 3 meter mark, I'd be standing at 4 meters because I'd be landing at 3 meters, so everybody would be in front of me. It would be a weird scenario. I'm sure they'd laugh, but then they'd see probably a couple bullseyes and they'd be like, okay, no, it works.
Gabriel says he wants to meet you, and then David's underneath it. Snipe knife.
Snipe knife, yes, buddy. Gabriel, I think I know you're the one that's been talking to me recently. I think you were wanting even to buy one of my knives, which made me go off in my mind of thinking of starting to make these types of knives. But I don't think I charge you. You're my first person that got me that idea, so I might send you one. We'll keep talking though. We're friends now, so thanks for stopping by, brother. Crazy kick you got too, bro. I got all my jeans on and I can't do that. Whoa, man, I used to be into kicking and doing all these different ways of freaking boom, roundhouse kicking people. Really quick kick you got there, man. That pivot on that one foot to swing it up. Oh, excellent. Very fast too. Zombie headshot. Oh, that was a bullseye. And it came right out. Oh, there's ice in there. It's gotten cold.
It got cold past 2 nights.
I've missed a couple times. It's okay, because I have not missed, and all my shots are in the bullseye. All right, let's put in another can. Actually, I want to show you guys some tinfoil. This is one of my tricks I did before. Get some tinfoil, roll it into a ball. There's a lot of tinfoil here. And pin it. It's going to be a little harder than a can to get through, but it's also going to be easier to throw. And you might be able to get your hands on this because you don't drink out of a can. Because I don't promote people drinking out of a can unless it's that soda water with 0 sugar. Maybe that's something you'll do, and I can get on board with that. I think coconut water or milk can come from a can. I'm okay with that. But I'm just saying, sometimes it's hard to get yourself a can, and I'm telling you, pinning things is really awesome. Pinning things is awesome. You can just find cans on a recycle day from somebody, and you get yourself a couple, good to go. But I'll just show you. Let's pin this right here. I don't know if I'm even going to be able to do it. Some type of an aggressive tip would be really good. I think I'm okay.
That one you did that showed me was so pointy.
Oh, I know. This one's so pointy. I don't want to throw it because of how pointy it is. I made this one too, and I gave it the pointiest tip ever. I have never seen a knife. It's like needle. It's a needle. Or maybe I can bring this up a little closer so people can have a better view. I brought it back so you guys can see.
And then put
if it focuses. This thing's super pointy. Yeah, wild. Yes, they're going to win. Okay, I like David. David's a good guy. It's good to see you there, man. What are the Leafs going to win by tonight? Pin by 3. Maybe they'll win by 3. I think it's going to be... I think we're going to be surprised. I really think we're going to be surprised. Especially because the Leafs haven't made it past round 3 in like 20 years. But I think they're going to win by... My honest bet, I think they're going to win by 2. I don't think it's going to go to overtime. I think they're pumped. I think Matthews has his monkey off the shoulder. He got a goal last game. I think the Leafs are going to do it.
David says yes.
Always doing different tricks on this live. Always something new. So we got a tinfoil ball for all those tinfoil hat wearers like me. Oh! It's very easy to see. It's shiny with all the lights reflecting off the ball. And it's easier to throw. So it's a fun little thing you can get to and you can pin. And my wife told me to throw this knife and it went through like butter. This knife is really nice. I designed it kind of with a crazy straight edge here, but it kind of curved out a bit. I was trying to give it a long, pointy tanto tip. Big blade, mirror finish. It's sharp. It's really nice throw. Really nice throwing knife here. A lot of different ones here. Here's one here that I think you'll like to see. If you're into no spin, I kind of took out a groove here so that my thumb, when I throw it, right, sits right in that groove. I thought, you know what, that's kind of cool. I think what I would want to do is I'd take a little more weight off the front because this takes a lot of weight off the back. But yeah, your thumb sits right in there. So it just offers a little bit more grip and like a little fuller down the side instead of the spine to throw. I thought that was really cool. I've seen it on a few knives out there. Really cool. Really cool. 3 instinctive half spins in a row. I'd like to see you do because I barely see you throw that style. Half spins, eh? I do half spin a lot. I used to. Instinctive, so you can do it from anywhere.
What do I?
You throw half spin. You throw half spin too. Let's move it back a bit. Let's see if I got this. I used to do half spin a lot. I've pinned a can half spin from 7 meters underhand. I've done a lot of half spin stuff. Let's see. Usually for half spin, I throw just like my nose spin. So I have my knife, and I don't know. I've never really used these because I like a knife that's a little longer so I can get my. Here, how would I use these? Yeah, I'll use these because then the tip's not poking into me. That's how I throw, kind of just like I do no spin, and I just push it for the distances. So let me just get in my groove of feeling it out right here. Okay. Even that slight step back changes it up. I have not thrown this way in a long time, so this is for you. Is that Ronnie?
Yes.
I could go lower. Lower a bit. Everyone was wet. Everyone was wet, Ronnie. Let me dry those off.
David says T minus 7 minutes until the game starts.
7 minutes, okay.
Why don't you use my knives for half spin?
I'm fine. I just have not thrown like this in a long time. And I'm really pinching it to get the instinctive part down. If I throw up more, I gotta push more with my finger. Better there, better there. Feeling it there. I can get a lot of distance with this throw. Like up front, I'll do that. Go back, like that. There we go, buddy. Just gotta take some time there. Just gotta take some time. Half spins. They're fun. And you get really good, you can throw some serious power with them too.
Ronnie says, thanks, bro. Much appreciated.
For the throwing of the nose or the half spins? Oh! It's fun. I want to be the best no spin thrower in the world, really. Whether combat or competition. So I stay very consistent. And discipline is huge in being good at something. So I'm very disciplined. If I'm going to play around with half spin, it's not going to be for a long time. It's just going to be for a short time, and I'm just going to have fun with it, like I'm doing right now. Otherwise, I'm going to be a no spin thrower for life. And then, you know, if some people say you can't master something, well, 30 years from now, 20 years from now, if all I'm doing is no spin, I need to be pretty close, I think. Oh, those ones are for you. Those are a nice walk back. 3 to 5 meters there. There you go. There you go, bro. I just had to warm up. It takes some time to just feel it. And when you know how to throw a weapon and know that you understand the rotation, you can throw anything. Any knife too, you can throw anything. You just have to understand what changes you have to make. And usually making a mistake, I always say it's not a mistake if you can learn from it. And every time you miss a knife, try to learn what you did wrong. Don't just waste a throw or rush the next throw or get emotional and frustrated and just waste a throw. You can learn a lot from every miss, so I would do that. Then your misses are actually good for you. That's delicious. What's up? I know my game's starting soon. Let's pin a can. Because I love pinning pans. I kind of want to do it a different way. Let me think here. All right, I've done this before, where you throw the can from the knife into the target. Let me bring it closer so you can see it a little bit more. Let's do that. This one has a hole in it too, so usually when there's a hole in your can, it won't travel as like nice because there's air that gets into the holes and then slows it down or just takes it off track. What are the girls up to in there?
They're watching what's it called, Night at the Museum.
Oh, good one. All right, so I got a little bit of weight in here, and let's do this can trick. Bet you've never seen this online before, live. So you have to throw it and then cock. So it's a lot to do all with one hand. Ooh. You gotta feel it out first here. Oh! I did it right away. I played a lot of sports. I hit it right through the top here. I don't know if you can see that. It went right through. A lot of sports have helped me with doing tricks, different ways. Oh, that was good. It hit off the ceiling too. The rafters. Usually I only count it as one try if I throw my knife. Just so you know, that's at least what I do. It is weird. You gotta be very fast in the transition of throwing and then bring it back and catching it in time. That's two. Now the can's a little bit speed up. I think I'm hitting the can every single time though. So I always find ways to be positive too. You're always learning from your mistakes is a way. But finding ways in those misses that make you feel good. So if you're close, you're hitting the can, you're not missing your knife, right? It's not dropping. Those are always good things to keep yourself in a good mindset. Sometimes some tricks can take a while. I don't like sitting there making excuses up or, getting down on myself. Never helps. I'm telling you, this target is getting hard. No excuses. What that calls for? No excuses. Alright. Now we're rocking. Silas is here, twitching as he's sleeping. No comments, eh? I thought there'd be
a little quiet right now.
A little quiet? That's okay. I try to be entertaining, so sit back, enjoy. It's Sunday night.
David says, thanks, brother. It's game time. Go Leafs, go.
Yes, buddy. If you let me know what the score's like, I might be out for a bit. If I miss the first period, it's okay. Like I said, I'm not a crazy fan. I like them. But I've really stepped back, probably for 5 years now? Good 5 years. I've stepped away from being crazy about it. Even this year, the only games I've watched were in the playoffs. But I'm a true Leaf fan, so I'm there. I don't switch. They're my team. I think I like knife throwing more now, which is crazy to say. It is not an easy trick. You try these ones. There's one trick I do. I have the knife here. I have the can here. And seriously, I throw it, catch it, and pin it. It's crazy. I'll do that for you guys live one day. Maybe outside, because this target will be crazy, but I've done that. Crazy ways to find ways to pin or trick shots with the knife. So many different ways. This would be a good one for the giveaway. Not now, because now I'm getting good at it. Right through our staples that we ate before. Ask me anything, hang out, have a good time. I'll be doing some trick shots. My topic today was talking about the basics and picking the right people to help you in life. Mentors, that was the word I was trying to think of before. You pick the right mentors in your life. Not everyone's going to be the best mentor for you, so getting the right ones to give you the right help, whether trying to be a YouTuber, a knife thrower, a Christian, a father, having the right mentors in life can definitely be a big advantage or a big disadvantage. Sometimes your friends are your only choice. Sometimes you have to make the decision not to listen to them. That might be a smart choice. Is everyone able to hear the music in the background? Is that a good vibe? I can turn it up a little bit more. Because I would like to turn it up, but I don't know if that would just...
You can hear it.
Yeah? You can?
Ray says the Leafs are playing.
Good. Go Leafs, go! Go Leafs, go! Go Leafs, go! Go Leafs, go! I'll be in soon. We'll wrap this up shortly. Because I gotta watch them too. Almost can turn my music off and just stream it right there. Or one of these days I can hook up my flat screen like that guy said
like
here.
I said, your curved TV would be perfect.
I could hook it up somewhere in here, like even in that cabinet, so it's protected, and I can open up the cabinet, drill a hole so the cord can go through the cabinet, and that'd be my TV live stream setup. Open it up, because then if I could figure it out through that, because it has a computer set up, just get a computer set up with the modem out here. I could think of something like that. I'd have to figure it out. It'd be really good out here. Here we go. Getting it right now. Here we go. Oh, that was a sick taxi ride. It was like this far away from the target. I knew I was getting it with the next throw. I knew it. Yo, what up, buddy? What up? Yo! Woo! Yeah!
I just saw it. You can see it in the video traveling. It's really cool.
You see the travel? Sick. Yeah, I saw that real good. It was probably here and went right into it. That was a nice one. Right through the bottom. Right through the bottom. I was at the bottom. Now I'm at the top. There was another trick. So we did the tin foil ball. We did this trick shot there. Weird commoners. I love them too. If there's something you want me to read, I'll read it. Because I like to answer some people.
What is the technique to throwing knives? Chef JD says.
Technique. So I throw no spin. Right? So there's different ways to throw. Rotation, half spin, no spin. So no spin, you can throw every style with the same body mechanics. The things that are going to change are what's happening in your hand. So for no spin, you're going to have to pick a grip, for the most part, that has either your finger, your index, or your thumb on the spine. So that when you throw it, the finger can slide down the spine and cancel it from rotating. So it'll slide out your hand and travel straight to the target. Rotational, you can put your thumb on it as well. It will slow the rotation down. You can get further distances. Or you can do a handshake grip and you can throw it and you can rotate it. And it's just holding it and letting go. So I would say pick something up, just the natural way you throw. That's how you're going to throw your knife. The body mechanics will be the same way. Same way of how you throw a football, a baseball, a rock. You're just going to grab your knife different. You're going to hold it different because it's not a ball. And then you're just going to throw it. There's really no crazy science. Some people act like they hold the key to the labyrinth and they feel so high up above people because they can throw a certain way and people give them the praise and they're like, oh, how do you do that? Well, they're not holding any secrets. Throwing has been around longer than anything. So just picking up the knife, no spin is going to be the harder way of learning, but just picking up your knife and understanding how it rotates in the air is going to help you propel yourself to learning a lot quicker. If you can understand how it's traveling in the air, because if you have an over-rotated knife, your grip's going to change. If it's over-rotated, you're going to bring your hand up the knife, and that will slow the rotation down and it'll get it more straight. If you're under-rotated, then you're going to go down a little bit more because you want it to spin more, right? So just understanding that will understand how high up or how low down you're going to be holding your knife. You can clip that. So for no spin, it's the same grip no matter what distance. It's the most instinctive way to throw. You don't have to change up your grip and you just throw. It's just really like understanding how to follow through, understanding how much more of a push your finger's going to give it to be able to get that rotation, that no rotation, but get that pointy end into the target. So I'm doing the same way I would throw rotationally, except my finger's kind of doing all the work there. I have a lot of little things that are happening in my finger that are really hard to show on camera. They're even hard to explain because they happen so fast. It's hard to really feel what's going on. But there is a slide going on. There's a slight push. A lot of people call it a pull throw. I'm more of a push style thrower, and I feel a lot more I'm pushing that knife to the target rather than like pulling a rope behind me and letting it go. So there's a lot of ways people relate throwing, but throwing is throwing, whipping is whipping, punching is punching. Don't complicate it. Throwing is throwing. Pick something up, throw it. That's how you're going to throw a knife. I'm going to pick this knife up like I would pick up a rock, and I'm going to throw it. Just like I would throw anything. Same body mechanics. Is the quicker and the better way you're going to learn is what's natural to you. So I would definitely recommend anybody go the route that is natural to them. And then from there, you can learn other ways, other styles. And you might find something else fun and, rewarding. You've accomplished the way you never realized you can even throw, which is cool too. But if you want to get good at something, Go the natural way. You're probably going to be best that way. And then you can just pick up other details. Because the way I throw now, I throw more like a pitcher. If I really want to get the most power, I throw like this. If I want to be the most accurate, I want to get to finer, I go like this. Like I'm holding my rifle. I call it the straight shooter stance. I zero in, I stare at what I'm talking about, and then I just release within a second. And like bullseye. Like I've got very accurate that way. So those are the two ways I like throwing. I do like to throw from the hip, because if I'm drawing my knife and I'm kind of just standing around, I like to practice like this. I can pull a lot of power with my hand on the side. Same way, I would throw, but instead of going up here, I'm starting down here. So instead of going back, my arm's going back from the bottom position. That's the only difference. So I go back. When I throw, I'm not looking any other way. I'm not even really wanting to blink. I'm staring at my throw, where I want to throw. And even in my follow through, I'm staring at it. I'm looking. In case anything bad happens, I can be ready to react, get out of the way. Or if I don't do a good throw, I can correct the next throw a lot better if I'm focused on that first throw. So if I'm going to throw, I'm staring at it. Like I'm looking at it. I'm not done or ready to retreat. I'm making sure, even in combat, I want to see if I hit what I'm trying to hit. Then I'm gone.
Travis wants to know, can you use this for self-defense?
Absolutely, Travis. Anyone that says otherwise doesn't know what they're talking about. Tell me in a situation, other than you throwing at somebody with a gun, be smart, and I would tell anybody, the first line to self-defense is to try to get out of it. Do whatever you can not to get into a fight. We don't want to fight. That's the first line of self-defense in probably all the martial arts out there. I would tell anybody, the first line of defense is to not fight. But some situations present themselves and we can't get out of it. Drunk people. You have to help somebody. Who knows? You walk down an alleyway and somebody's getting, beat up, and you can do something about that. You don't have to be a little pansy and walk by. Most men should be ready to protect. That's in our blood. It's in our genetics. And nowadays the culture's trying to ruin that. But every man should be ready to protect people. And you're telling me, anyone out there, you're telling me, throwing something isn't something that can hurt, can be used in self-defense, can provide you a little bit more time, distract somebody so you can get away. There's so many thoughts in my mind of how this could be useful. So here we have a knife and here we have a rock. You're telling me if somebody is doing something without paying attention to me and I throw that rock at them, they're not going to be like either hit and dazed or shocked and thrown off guard, which giving you more time to charge them, stop them from what they're doing. Now just make it a knife. So instead of that rock just hitting them and bouncing off, now I can just, right? Now that is in them. Now now we're talking different stuff here. Now you got to realize what you just did. You're going to have to go get your knife or run away or whatever. There's different scenarios you're going to get yourself into that might make you say throwing a knife is not a smart idea. Or throwing a knife is the only option I have here so I can get away. Someone's got a bat. You don't want to get into hand-to-hand combat with a bat. So maybe you have two knives on you, because I would never say throw away your last knife. But maybe you want to throw one knife at that person to run away. Maybe that person's not going to chase you now. You know what I mean? Maybe they're not going to chase you anymore. Maybe now they're going to go get some stitches. I'll pick my knife up in court. I'm good. I'm going home to sleep tonight. Anybody to tell you throwing cannot be used in self-defense. I'm sure there's many wives out there with abusive husbands that have thrown plates at them and have helped themselves. Like you can throw anything. You grab a beer can with a full beer can and throw that at somebody. I mean, David took out Goliath with a slingshot. Throwing can be useful. Anything. You can throw a baseball at somebody and it's useful. I think the best thing to throw is a knife. So you add all that information, and you say, throwing anything is useful. Imagine throwing a piece of steel with a pointy end, with a sharp blade. You're like making that the perfect weapon to throw. And that's what a throwing knife is. It's made to throw. The steel is made to impact, to withstand a beating. It's going to do damage, and you can do it quick too. Someone's coming, boom, bullseye, right in their head. Like, I'm not aiming for the head, but generally, like, my accuracy of where I'm staring, I'm going to hit. So I'm walking away, someone's charging me, boom. I can aim low, I can aim high, I can aim in the center.
Travis says thank you. He's going to subscribe. It's a very nice channel.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. No way.
He says, I just have a fear they will catch it.
You know what? If you're not good at throwing, maybe don't throw. Practice throwing. Because you don't want them to catch it. But if they're going to try to catch a knife, they're not smart. And then they're probably not going to attack you. They're ready to catch it. They're looking to catch it. So that's giving you a moment to think. To be able to give yourself time to get away. Make your next move. Because most of the time when someone's like this, I'm not like, oh, there's my time to charge them. Most people are like wanting to get out of the way. Like, get behind cover. No matter what the object is that you're throwing. But if the better you can get at throwing, I said, if you're a good thrower, but you never threw a knife, and you throw a knife, it's deadly. That's deadly. Now you get good at throwing a knife, oh my goodness, like, now you're a lethal weapon. You're a weapon. This is now just becoming the extension of my body. And I'm like Wolverine shooting these spikes out my hands, right? Like,
Zachariah says, bro doesn't need self-defense, he is self-defense.
This is bro science right here. Because even if I miss my knife though, this thing weighs enough, it's shaped in the right way to hurt. Like, no matter if I hit somebody, like I said, throwing a rock is useful in self-defense. But even this, it's a piece of steel. It's better than a rock. So if you hit somebody in the right, anywhere, there's pressure points all over our body, there's bones. You hit them in the wrist, the head, the temple, the leg, the knee, and you miss, you're still doing damage. But I throw without a spin, so that this knife isn't rotating in the air. So that means this knife's coming at you, pointy end, ready to go. That's going to hit you, and that's going to go through jackets. Here, since we're talking self-defense, I'll show everybody what impact these things can give. Because it's incredible. People don't realize the power. So we have, like, people put these on trees and they shoot bullets at them. And the bullets don't go through, but that's the holes a knife does. That's like the knife goes through, and this thing is solid steel. Like, I'm not one of those strong men that could bend this type. This is like heavy duty steel. This isn't like that flimsy dollar store Walmart type of brand. This is some good steel. This is thick. I'll do it right now for you so you guys can see. It's serious. Like, I think a knife can penetrate at a certain way that better than a 9mm bullet. It's crazy that might sound to some people. I think a knife can penetrate more than a bullet. Yeah, that's right. I don't just talk, I show people. I show people what's up here on this channel. I'm ready at any time to show people. I'm not training so that one day I wake up and I'm not ready.
Travis says this dude's amazing. Clapping hands.
Thank you, Travis. I appreciate you. And knives matter. Knives matter. You can't throw a light knife. That's a big deal. Some people think light knives are useful. If you look at ninjas in history, they have to put poison on the tip of their ninja stars or shurikens because they're not going to kill people. But if they put the poison, that can do a lot more damage. But those things are light and small. They're not going to penetrate armor. They're not going to really get even through some thick winter jackets. You know, so I think the knife matters. When it comes to your hand-to-hand knife that you're going to throw, you're throwing EDC, I think it matters the size.
Alright, so before you get into this, it says, honest question, do you believe you would be so adamant about your throwing blades for self-defense if your home country had the right to bear arms?
No. That's a great question. No. I mean, I'm in the Army. I know how to shoot. I'm trained in rifles, mines, rocket launchers, 9mm, you name it. But yeah, so if my country was able to, I have a crossbow. I have what I can have legally. But in my country, I can defend my family better than 99% of the people out there because I can throw a knife. If I do a lot of out in the bush, I like taking my family camping. If an animal were to come at us, I got fireworks, I got fire, I got my crossbow, and I can throw knives. So, I try to just add as much in my toolbox as I can have. But throwing knives is normally for me going to be a last resort. Like, I'm not going to look to throw my knife. I'm not a superhero now because I can throw a knife really well. I still try to keep a smart mind and clear and focused on reality. Some people can get away from reality very easily with all these movies and stuff and, their ego. So I would definitely reconsider, even if I would get into this hobby, if I was allowed to go get myself a Desert Eagle, a 9mm. If I was able to get myself a weapon, which was a firearm, yeah, I would rethink this. I would do it for fun. If I got into it, I would probably, because I enjoy throwing knives. It's very therapeutic. But maybe I would just go to the range every weekend and shoot my weapon. I've already taken my family, my girls, my kids, my wife to a range, and we've shot weapons, shot guns, rifles, snipers, handguns. So they know how to operate a weapon if they needed to. But yes, I'm in a country that doesn't have the right to bear arms. And it's even harder nowadays for people to get a license to do it for hunting.
He says, thank you for your honest answer. Rock on. Christopher says,
good question.
Throw it, please.
Good question. Here we go. We got a big pot up there. I got a nice big knife here. Oh. Hold on. We're all human. We all miss once. I won't miss again, though. Here we go. I rushed that one. Hold on. Hold the horses here.
It looked like it went through the side there.
Definitely went through. We just gotta hit it in the right spot here. I can't hit it on the ends. Maybe I shouldn't have switched my knife out. It definitely went through, but we're not sticking it. Normally I can stick it. We're not gonna stop until I do. Maybe I just destroyed this so much that it isn't wanting to. It's too wobbly. If it's wobbly, that's the only excuse I'm giving that one. You want it pretty tight to the target so that it doesn't kind of like spring effect on you. Because of the steel, this is the hardest steel. No one's done this in the world. If they've done it with those flimsy pans. This is a big deal pan here. This isn't for the lightweights. This isn't for the lightweights. Oh, right beside it. A little bit of pressure I feel on this one because I missed twice. I don't miss that one. That's the first time ever. I've done this many times. All right, someone's coming at you. You got 3 seconds to make your call. 3, 2, 1. Okay, now I'm pissed. So I'm hitting it right on the nail here. Right on the bottom part. All right, you can unsubscribe now. You can unsubscribe now. No, I'm getting this. It really doesn't. It doesn't ever take me this long. I don't know what's going on here. I think this pan is destroyed, but here we go. I don't know. That steel probably got really cold and it's really hard now.
Really cold.
The holes are in there. There's holes.
Travis said no, don't unsubscribe.
Oh, there's holes in it. Like, it's going in, but normally I stick it. I think my target is so cold and hard. This wood is made out of ash wood.
Texas Barn says you're on point every time.
Oh yeah, there's holes. Like I know the where I'm hitting, there's holes. So they're going in, they're just not staying in. I think I know what I need to do. Flatten that out.
Diesel Fuel says flip the knife so the blade is in your hand to change the direction of less rotation.
No rotation,
Better,
bro.
but yeah, Josh does no rotation. No
So
spin.
there's a hollow spot here, like my whole hand is in there, and I think that's where I was doing a lot of the hitting. So we're gonna move it in here where it's flatter, and I should be able to get it now. Yeah, I don't throw with any rotation. I throw and the knife goes straight to the target. Bring this up a little closer so that
How many knives do you own?
a good 150 to 200 knives. Probably closer to 200, if not over 200. I think I counted recently and I was like, oh, this is about 150 around in my garage, but I got another 50 to 100 inside the house. And I didn't count those ones. All right, here we go, different game here.
There we go.
And that's on the side. So that's even going through it into the target.
That
Where
was
it's
just that
not-
hollow spot.
Where
That
it's
was
not flat. And I pinned a can to that frying pan too. So I think what the problem was is that I was hitting the hollow spot. I want to be able to get into the wood as well. Oh, can you hear that? Probably down the street.
the whole freaking garage shakes.
All right. So that's going through a frying pan into the wood. And that's I mean, decent size holes. I'd like to see a 9mm bullet do that. If someone was in here, I mean, the ricochet would be pretty bad. But I'd love to see a 9mm bullet do that. I don't think it would go through. The 9mm bullet would dent it, but because it's not as pointy, I don't think it would go through. And it's light. It's light. Like this is about 350 grams, where a bullet is probably like 5 to 10 grams, if that, 2 grams. Oh, that was exactly what was happening. That hollow spot there was the reason why, and it was bent. So now we'll pin a can to that.
They're all saying a 9mm would go through it, but not a 45.
Not a 45, no. Yeah, see, like, that's a knife now going through that. And I can throw harder. That wasn't as hard as I could throw. That was just enough. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna pin this can to that frying pan. Pin the can to the frying pan. Didn't want to throw it and I held back. I don't like wasting a throw and I tried to bring that one back. Here, let me get another. No, right?
JL wants to know, is there a knife you carry daily or do you switch between a couple?
No, I do. I used to switch. Now I hold these ones on me every day. My throwing knife I switch more, but my Tops knife here, it's a Sky Marshall Tops brand. It's everything I want in a knife, everything. So that's one I carry on me, and then I carry on me to the carry-on bit. So this one's my self-defense. I like the curve. It's like a bear claw. I don't want to fight people. At the end of the day, my first line of defense is to get away, to get out of a fight. And if somebody doesn't want to, I'm just gonna like keep them at a distance. And I can do this all day long. I don't get tired easily by doing this, and I can take my steps back real easy. Just stay away. If I'm slicing them, they're gonna step back and be like, maybe you want to just go get some stitches and go home, and you don't want to fight me anymore. So I love having one of these on me.
That knife is fire.
Yeah, and for the most part, if you guys don't know, don't put your fingers in these. Don't hold it like that. That's not what we're doing. When we hold these knives, you don't put your fingers in those holes. To hold this knife properly is just like any other knife. You want to hold that thing like, and your thumb's got to wrap. Don't put your thumb up on any knife blade. Keep it wrapped around. That's the way you hold your carry-on bit. And no one's gonna pry this thing out of my hand. Only if I'm dead, and even then. So those two are on me all the time. And then I'm trying to right now come up with 2 throwing knives that I can easily conceal together in a sheath, side by side, so I can pull 2 out at once. And instead of having 1 throwing knife, I have 2. If I miss, I can get another throw-in. Or if there's 2 people, right? If there's 3 people, and I'm in a pickle with 3 against 1, yeah, I'll throw 1 and that guy's out, and I'll have this stuff for my hand-to-hand combat. I'm not going to get myself in that situation, but if it ever happens, I'm prepared. Oh, I hit it to the kid. Oh. Oh. Oh man, I hit it at the bottom. If you want to go in, babe, you're good at any time and I can take over.
I'm good for another little bit. I have to go check out what's
Normally I do my lives on a, oh, I went right through it, the bottom. Normally I do my lives on Saturday, but I'm getting over a little strep throat still. So that's why we're doing it today. Even today I wasn't wanting to, but I love throwing knives, so I was like, I got to. All right, let's get this can. It's wobbly. I don't like that. I don't want to not do this. I want to be able to do it. It's gonna work, it's gonna work. So in order to pin this pan, I gotta throw it some serious power.
Ronnie says later, bro, I'm about to go home. Hopefully you're still on when I get back. Thanks for your time.
No problem, Ronnie. It's always a pleasure having you on my stream, bro. Thanks for stopping by. Alright, let's just grab another knife. I'll have to get the rock and that knife. I'll think twice now about throwing with my garage door not open when I do a can to a frying pan. I've done this before plenty of times, but only once with this frying pan. Because this frying pan, like I said, this is another level of freaking power. You can't really have the can come here. It's gotta be a perfect can toss. And then you gotta meet that. You gotta meet that. You gotta make it happen when you got the chance. I gotta throw up a little bit more power if I want to do this again. The thing moves every single time. I If I get this and you're not subscribed, you better be at the end of this one.
Mountain Man Axis says you got this, bro.
Thanks, Mountain Man. Thank you for the encouragement. Appreciate it. Don't worry, we're getting it. I'm just destroying this pan. We're gonna move it just slightly. We got this. I don't give up easily on this channel. If you're new here, I've done a lot. And I don't give up. Not easily. I'd like to bend this back. That's what's going to give me an issue.
Texas Born says you can do it. Get it.
Get it!
Travis says I believe in you.
Look at these. Look at this. Look at this love. You guys rock. Let's throw a little weight in this bad boy here. White can so you can see it better. There is some hollow spots right here. So that's not going to be a good spot to hit it. I don't even like the way this is wobbling like that. I really don't. I really don't want to make this thing perfect. It is what it is. Taxi ride it into the frying pan. Woo! See, I need to go down there. Oh. That was enough power. Oh, babe.
You got this. Crush it.
And I wasn't even planning to do this. I'm very spontaneous when it comes to knife throwing.
Mountain Man says that was the throw, bro.
That was one. That was it. That was one. Mountain Man, good to see you here. I don't know if I've seen Mountain Man before.
Yeah, I think we have seen him here before.
Now, throwing the can is 90% the trick here, I'd say.
Christopher says good form. Travis says this is very fun. Texas Born says make a show one time. Use each of the blades you have on the wall. This is so cool.
Oh, I absolutely will. That's
a
it,
good,
man.
cool idea too.
I was thinking of doing a short with every blade, but I'll definitely do that too in the live. Ooh, that was a good one. It's coming down, so I want it to come down up here, not down low. Ooh, that was a good one. Okay, all right, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Here we get in it. When you throw with this much power, you don't want to waste a throw. Throwing a can through a frying pan. Live. Oh! Oh! I was on line with it, but I missed the can. In the pan. Yo, maybe I'll be dressed up like Peter Pan next time I do this. Alright, here we go. Oh, that was the one. I'm feeling it now, though. Right? Like, knife throwing is definitely dangerous. I don't recommend anyone do this. I've been doing this for 6 years, almost every single day.
Mountain Man Axis, you hit it. Bling bling. Barely missed. So close.
You're the man, Mountain Man. I'd say only a matter of time now. Not many misses. Oh! What? Yeah, buddy! Yeah! That's what I'm talking about! Woo! Yeah! Oh, man, yeah! I'm so satisfied every single time I do a can.
Bullseye.
And then,
Says bullseye.
but then when I can do a pan, a can to a frying pan. Right through the mouthpiece. Right through the mouthpiece, into the can, into the pan.
It's
Oh,
funny,
yeah.
Texas Born, his comment right before that throw was, I got a feeling it's a hit, and he got it.
Yo, the vibes were going there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the can to a frying pan. You have never, no one's seen that before unless you've seen it done by me. No one in the world has done that.
Mountain Man Axie says that's nuts.
So there's something about that too, where anyone can try and do it. I'm just saying, I'm the first to do it. You need some serious power. You need a good knife. That knife is actually made out of D2 steel. I can do other knives too, but I like them too much. So
Texas,
the tips handle pretty well through that though.
Texas says do it again, we demand it.
Do it again.
Um,
Because it was that easy?
Damien says a man can pan a plan.
Yes, he can.
Christopher said the speed is nice, and then Travis says you're the best, bro.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Like I said, anybody can do these things. You just gotta challenge yourself. One of the things I've noticed was like a guy that's been throwing knives for like 8 years or something, even more. And then he made a video saying he was going back to the basics. I would only recommend people going back to the basics after throwing 8 years because they screw up. Because they've stopped for a while and they're not as good as they used to be. There's no reason for anybody. Keep pushing yourself. Push yourself further, better. Get yourself some challenges out there. Whatever you're into, whatever hobby it is, get the right people around you that help you, challenge you, that push you to become better. You yourself can only get yourself so far. And having the right help around you will give you that extra push forward. So whether they're friends, family, or people you don't like, sometimes enemies can push you harder. Welcome them. They make you better, welcome them. All right, who said do it again?
That was Texas Born. Texas Born, do it again, we demand it.
The fans demanded it. Well, I'll pop the nails out with that one. I popped the nails out with that one there, Texas. I know, they say you do it once, it's luck. If you do it twice, then you got some skills.
Blunts R Us says you can hit this shot again.
The ones are us. I hit it in the best spot possible. Like that shot was that was right in the center. Are you guys further back now? You can see a little bit more. That hole was serious. I'm hitting some like frozen. I can't believe how cold it is in May. I'm using a can that has a hole. It travels a lot different. Oh, that was kind of good.
Texas says you got it zeroed in, dude. Travis says let's go.
Let's go! Oh, I just beat the can to it.
Texan says it's very hot where he is.
Oh, you're lucky. Well, I don't like it too hot. Yeah, I mean, I think I farted a few times on this live. If you guys hear it, let me know.
Martin says, hi, how are you? Martin from Canada.
Hey, Martin, I'm in Nova Scotia. Good to see you here. We're pinning a can to a frying pan for the second time. That was the plan.
Travis says this next one will be it.
Ooh. The next throw of the knife. I like the confidence my viewers have in me, my community. Well, the next throw definitely. Alright, no one's giving up here on the second one. My screws are all bent.
Diesel Fuel says it's 21 there in Alberta, Canada. And Martin says he's been here before, if you remember.
Oh, okay, yes, Martin. Yes, I do now. Yes. It's getting a little busier here recently, so I've been getting a few names, trying to stay on track with my OGs. There, that feels great.
Texan Born says, wow, that's some crazy power.
Yeah, we're trying to bring the power here.
Wyatt Mackenzie says, hi a million times.
Hi, Mackenzie. If that's the Mackenzie on my Facebook, how's it going, buddy? All right, here we go. Pinning a can to a frying pan. It was a demand. That was the plan.
Travis says, I'm a new lifelong fan. And Martin says, that's awesome. Yeah, he remembers.
Travis, that is awesome, man. I appreciate you. People like you, man, when I do a live and someone new says something like that, you really make it all worth it. And then people like Martin who pop in, who've been here before, you just get that community feeling that you're building like this little family, and you're all just chilling, having a good time together. You know, whatever it is you're doing at home, we're just doing it together, having a good time. I do giveaways too, so trust me, I love to do giveaways. I got 3 people in my last giveaway, so I'm trying to get them out of the way before I start doing a couple more. Just want the boss, because I'm a sponsored knife thrower, to get caught up, so that, because he's getting pretty busy and he's getting pretty booked. A lot of new change, a lot of new things coming. So with that being in the works, I'll be doing more giveaways. A lot of my knives I'm going to want to give away. I'm doing my own custom designs now and modifications on knives that I'll be putting up for giveaways. Love to get stuff back into you guys.
So I did tell Texas Born, I told him it was ashwood, but he said, what kind of wood is that? I'm cutting up some old Texas live oak and it's hard as hell.
Yeah, oak. I have ashwood. They make baseball bats out of ashwood. I trained on hardwood. It's possible. You just got to throw harder. You can make sure you wet it. That will help. But yeah, hardwood is doable. It's just a lot. You want softwood. You want cottonwood, pine, something that's soft. It's going to be a lot better and easier to learn because you're going to get sticks that would be, but on hard targets, your knife might fall out. And adding in that amount of power at the beginning is tough. I just trained a heck of a lot. I mean, you can persevere and you can figure it out and you can do it with oak. You can. Make sure you sharpen those tips and make them nice and pointy, and that will help. If I switched my can up, I'd probably do it. Just because I see pieces falling out of this one. Hitting the wrong spot where the nail is, and that just ruins the day with it.
I'll just be right back.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
I'll just fix this up again. If I get in my groove, I'll be able to do it. Being busy is good, man. Being busy for the right reasons. You know, men need to work. Men need to work. If you're a man and you're not working, you gotta be. So good on you to be a hard-working man. It's a trait a lot of kids nowadays just don't understand. I think parents got to do a better job in instilling that work ethic into kids early. But I have a lot of respect for people who work, keep themselves busy. We should be working until we die. That's what I said. I'm gonna switch out this can because I think that will help get a little more accurate. I gotta be very accurate with this can. It's gotta land right here. We'll get this here done, and then I gotta watch some Maple Leafs. But I'm gonna snipe this can. I think it was Travis or Mountain Man that said it. I gotta get it now. He said it. I gotta get it. That's it. That's it. It's just as simple as that. And for all those doubters out there too, right? Do it once. Let's do it twice. Oh, that was the throw. Oh. Don't have unrealistic expectations of yourself. Everyone can miss. Everyone's allowed to miss. It's those people who can miss and keep pushing forward, not give up. That's a strength you're building in your character, you know, and that doesn't come from not missing. I'm a lot more accurate. So this can's going down. Here we go. Here we go. Ooh. Taking my shot here. And I'm launching forward. I'll throw it and I push him like I'm. You guys hear the music in the background? I'm hoping that's a good new change. I know I'm using non-copyright music, in the last live I did had a copyright strike, but it didn't get blocked or anything. So, but I'm using non-copyright music off YouTube. I think if it was bad, they would cut me off right away. So I think I'm okay. It's just a better vibe. It's better vibe. Here we go, babe. Oh, right on top. If you can get good at throwing a can, you can do the trick. You know, you can call it a trick or you can call it a skill shot. So, if you just get really good at hitting your can, it's a skill. If you get really good at throwing the can, you're working with two different hands, you're almost getting ambidextrous at that point. Eventually you want to get into hitting moving targets. That's all I gotta say. Oh, that was it. That was.
Texan Barn says, dude, whether you hit the can or not, which you have, I don't want that thing hurled at me. You're in a K zone regardless. Amazing work.
Thanks, brother. I wouldn't want me throwing at me. Every time I hit low, it pushes it. I don't care. I'll do it again. Now I'm not going in until I do it one more time. I don't like losing nails in here. So when I park my car in here, I'll just get my magnet and I'll find that. Oh, right there. I think if I threw 3 nails in there, then I would hold it much better. Just because I have the 2 on the top and the bottom. I don't know. I feel like that's better. All you're trying to do, like, cause it's so bent, I'm just trying to get it at least so I can have a surface where it's not gonna pop off every time, and I can at least make it possible. All right, number 2. Take number 2. All right, all those misses never happened. It was just a delusion. Few people, I was almost hoping to see them here from the last stream. My soldier guy there.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, okay. Okay. Would have been another bullseye hit there. You don't want to waste your throw, because the possibility of that freaking pan flying off. You guys got a good view? Yeah, it's all right. Oh, I love the Bible verse too, man. Some good comments there. I don't know if you're reading, but
They're slowly popping in, like right now.
me and my house, we serve the Lord.
Yep, there it is now. Love the Bible verse. What's the knife on your belt? From Knives and Pizza. He's from Saskatchewan.
This is a Tops American company, Sky Marshall. You can go to Blades Canada if you're in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shop in Vancouver, and they sell tops, a lot of knives on Blades Canada. But that's my favorite knife, hands down. I don't think, like, I've gotten a lot of knives. I think this will be my favorite knife until I die. I don't think there's many that can beat that knife. I love it. I want to get my basketball net. I threw a can into the basketball like a switch, and then I pinned it. That was a fun trick to do.
The gentleman that said love the Bible verse, he says, Amen, God bless you and your family, brothers in Christ.
Brother in Christ, man, that's better than anything else in life. Brothers really gotta, like bronze sharpens bronze. Having more good brothers in your life, or even just like the book of James says, you try and help your brothers get back on the right track. There's a lot of responsibility brothers have. So thank you for stopping by. God bless you too, man. Picking my shots now. Picking my shots. Like, you got one shot. You got one opportunity. We're doing it, though. We're doing it. This is what I'm doing. I've told myself I'm going to do it again, and we're going to do it again. Travis said. I'm telling you, too, these tricks are not easy. You won't see anyone else doing them, so give me a little credit for the missing. They're hard tricks. That was close. Because usually when it comes with throwing with a lot of power, you lose accuracy. And I can't lose accuracy here. I gotta be bang on. Good tune. I like the guitar kicking in right here. Oh. See, a knife like this too, or the steel, the tip stays good. And everyone got to see my dog. You got all celebrated with me last
I
time.
celebrated with you there. It was pretty fun.
Oh, that was a good one. I love the unicorn in this thing. Ah! A little bit of a rush there. Let me take a second here. I think I saw a name that said Angel of Jesus. That was a beautiful name.
They said don't hit Joshua.
I won't hit the verse, no. Actually, that's the only thing I haven't hit. That looks fresh.
Yeah.
A lot of the holes came from my wife that are recent.
I hit the hump like a few times.
Oh! I'm getting into it. I think that third nail helped. Oh! That third nail definitely helped. Having to reset that pan won't. That one went right across the can too. That was inches. That was millimeters off. Sometimes you can just feel the can come out your hand. Not good. I'm almost gonna have to get a new celebration. That's my celebration stool. I get a stool or a chair or something that I can break, and I celebrate with it. I mean, when you get really pumped up, you know, you can break something. Ah, okay, slow down. Slow down here. I don't like rushing it. Reset, regroup. Oh, that was it. Ah. Ah. What is he eating? Look. Oh. Every throw is bullseye in this thing. So if that can goes to that bullseye, I'm good. That's good. Hope everyone's enjoying their day. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Appreciate y'all. Oh yeah!
There it is.
Loving it! Boom! You can always come say hi, buddy. You can always say hi. This is Silas. This is my buddy boy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Yeah, he loves it when I celebrate. Yeah, the chair is getting mangled here. The base is gonna last. It's the top part that's not. Woo!
Angel of Jesus is celebrating. Knives of Pizza says nice shot. Travis Spencer, yeah, bro, you did it.
Oh, that one went in a lot more than the other one.
Texas Lauren says, let's go. Yes.
Oh. Hey, Maya.
I'll be right there.
Did you hear Daddy celebrating there?
Yeah.
I got the can to the frying pan, and I pinned it there. Yeah.
What's I say?
Oh, she wants to go say. He wants to say hi.
Knives and Pizza says Silas has a mean bodybuilder back muscles.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he's a good solid 105 pounds of muscle.
That guy's my first line of defense. When I'm not around and he's around, I feel my girls are safe. I'm very happy with that dog. He's a very well trained dog. He would love anybody, but he has such a good sense of danger. He's just friendly to anybody. If we're around. If we're not around and someone comes into my house, which has happened before, he is scared to live in bejeebs out of them. And they just leave. Like, no, we'll wait till Josh or Rochelle comes home. Like, no. I had workers that were gonna come and work on my house.
They just shut the door.
And I told them, yeah, just walk in and I'll be home and be 5 minutes away. Nope, my dog is like not allowing them to go in. I wasn't home. When I came home, he was fine with them. Super well trained dog. Super well trained. We'll throw a couple more just to say goodnight.
So Texan says this is such a cool channel.
Oh, thanks, guys. A lot of people, Maya, starting to join the family that we have. My girl's on the ATV, just chilling, hanging out. I'm done with this pan though. I want to just hit wood. Like, I don't think many bullets can do that. Look at that. And I've done that to many frying pans before. It is, there's some type of satisfaction like I get from doing that. Tell you, when you get really good at something and you could do things like that people don't do, there is another level of joy that I get out of it.
Cook some eggs on that frying pan. It still has some life left.
It's a strainer now, bro.
Strainer.
It's a strainer now. Alright, this is pin a can for fun. My girl here. With Maya here. With my Elizabeth. Oh, this one's for you. Here we go. This one's for you. I didn't say that. This one is. Oh, next row of the knife. No, you don't. Never do.
This time it's going to be good, though.
Oh!
I said this time it's going to be good luck, and it is.
Boom!
And
Boom! I think something exploded out the can.
I think something did too. I heard something.
Yeah, I hit it went right through the mouthpiece again. I do that a lot.
To my left, I brought you.
Only makes one hole. What's that? Is that you? Something about pin in a can that just never gets old. I'm just gonna grab my knife that did kind of ricochet out here.
Louis even on here, like, where did that go? What?
There we go.
So Texan says that pan is mangled. He said, "Let's go and good night." And then Travis says, "Damn, bro, but this is the best."
Texas, Martin, you guys, Mountain Man, Travis. Wow, such a good group of people hanging out with me today. Honestly, you guys rock.
Click subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
I don't like saying it. I don't. Guys, you can subscribe, do whatever. If I had 850 subscribers. It took me like 6 years to get there. Nothing. It doesn't stop me. I'm not in it for the subscribers. I mean, last live I had 11,000 people stop in. You know, obviously that's why I got my haters count. I feel like there's a lot of people out there that want to hate. But at the end of the day, if I had 100 subscribers, this is what I enjoy to do. And I just have fun doing it. And if I can share with other people and they can enjoy it, and there's just 1 or 2 people that I got doing something now that they enjoy, mission accomplished.
Travis says you're the best. I already liked and subscribed.
Thanks, bro. I like you, man. I'll always remember, you know, my first 1,000 subscribers, I'm gonna have a soft spot for. I'll always remember when those names pop up. If God blesses me with more subscribers, like it isn't needed, but if it happens, I am being deployed next month, so I'm gonna be gone June. So I won't be able to do lives in the month of June. And I'll also be deployed in September, a little bit of August and October. So being in the military, it sucks. But after this posting, I shouldn't have to leave much more, and I'll be able to dedicate a lot more time to this, which is the plan. Boom. That's what you want. You want, when you're a no-spin thrower, you want all your throws straight in. If you're getting a bunch of throws over-rotated, that's usually when your tip's into the target, but the handle's up and towards the sky. That's an over-rotated knife. Under-rotated knife is when the tip is in the target and your handle's towards the ground. So you want your knife like this. If you're trying to move back and your knife's like this, no. Maybe the best mistake you can have for no spin throwing is an under-rotated knife. Then you can move back and it would have fixed itself. But I would get all my sticks very consistently straight in, not wobbled off the side. Get them straight in very consistently over time and then move back.
Sorry, what's the name of the knife in your pocket?
Oh, the one in my pocket. So this is made by Fox Knives, and it's a carry-on bit. So it's just the style of knife. It's a folder, very sharp, good steel, and it's my hand-to-hand combat knife. I like to have, if I'm gonna have knives, and I carry a lot of them on me, very easily concealed. So that one in the pocket's obviously very easy to conceal. The one on my belt, just put a shirt over it, good to go. And then usually I have a sheath that holds 2 knives back to back, and I have it inside my front belt. And they're very easily to get to. I don't like neck knives. You know, maybe I'll throw a boot knife depending, because I do wear these military style boots a lot. And I might throw like a pocket clip, kind of a boot knife in there. Maybe depends on what I'm doing if I'm out in the bush. But if I'm out in the bush or if I'm doing something, I have vests, like combat vests. Here, hold Louis. So I have these, like this vest here, and I'll wear that if I'm on my ATV, or if I'm camping, hiking. I have, like, even if I'm taking my dog for a walk, I have this on me, and I can hold a lot of knives, a lot of stuff that I'm gonna need on me. Even if I'm taking my dog for a walk, poop bags, lighters, whatever I need. Very easy to keep a lot of stuff on you, close to you, and you can still run, you can still move, climb, jump. I don't like things to restrict my body movement, what that I'm wearing extra. And to be a minimalist, I don't like to carry so much. Who knows how far and how long you're gonna have to walk. So very smart in the things that I pick, what I'm wearing. Here's 2 knives at once thrown. Oh, it's because they were slippery. I think it's because I cleaned them.
Texan said, well, we will be waiting. God bless you on your journey.
Thanks, man. I have a lot of videos and shorts made. Like, I mean, a lot. And so I don't have to do it every day. I like to be with my family. I like to be with my girls. So I'll come and plug away at certain things out here for a couple hours in the week, and that's about it. And then I make all my videos. So I should have still a lot of content coming out. I just won't be able to do lives. Maybe I'll pop on and do a live right out in the middle of the ocean, and we'll just have a knife throwing discussion. Maybe we'll just chat. I can do something like that too, if people are interested. 2 knives. Let's get it. It's slippery though, so I need a little good grip here. Oh. I would never throw 2 knives at once in any combat situation, even if an animal was coming at me. You're not a knife throwing shotgun. You know, if you have 2 knives, throw 2 knives back to back. Don't throw them at once. I don't find that people will try to convince you in the knife throwing community of a lot of stupid stuff just because they might be good at it. I always try to tell people, even if you're good at something, that doesn't mean you should do it. I'm very good at throwing 2 knives, but I'm not gonna throw 2 knives. I would rather throw 2 back to back. I can pull my knives out. I load my knives in my hand really quick, kind of like a barrel, magazine, bullets ready to go. That's how I hold it. Boom. I'm ready to go. I can throw 2 like that. I would rather do that anytime. Yeah, like I said, people will try to convince you of some things. And that's where I said a lot in this live. Pick the right mentors, the right people in your life. Pick the right people in your life. Pick the right friends. Be smart about it. Have good influences in your life. Sometimes you gotta say no, or not listening to your family or friends. You gotta be wise enough to know when to say no. I'm not gonna listen to you. That's not something I'm gonna listen to. All right, I think I'm gonna want to watch the Leafs.
It's almost 10 o'clock.
Huh?
It's almost 10.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go in, and I got my girls this like popsicle. What is it? This.
Popsicle ice cream?
Yeah.
Strawberry jelly drumstick.
Yeah, and I think they're craving that.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah, they don't have school tomorrow. I don't have work tomorrow. So I'm gonna go in, catch the rest of the game, and just hang out with my girls. Let's go Toronto. Appreciate all of you. I had a great live again. I said I'll do a couple more before I get deployed in June. But all those new subscribers, shout out to all you, Mountain Man, Martin, Travis, You guys were awesome. If I missed a few, I'm sorry. Try to keep a good memory going. So thank you, all the new subscribers. Yeah, Knives and Pizza. David stopped by.
Texan born.
Jason Bourne. Angel of Jesus. Huh?
Texan born.
Texas Born. That's who it is. That was the one I was missing that I wanted to mention. So thank you all. Can't say it enough. I'm not trying to be cheesy. Truly, I appreciate you. If you like throwing knives, I'm definitely going to want to get a knife in your hand. So hopefully we do more giveaways. Today I took a break on that, but I want to get more back into you guys. So more giving. I like to give because you guys are giving to me right now. So I want to give back. So yeah, be blessed. Remember, stick it and hit it. Or I like to say too, grip it and rip it.
So, Knives and Pizza